Hey everybody, this is Everything Under the Sun, and today we had Kevin, Tyler, and Manuel on the podcast to talk about a ton of stuff. So I don't want to hold you up any longer. We're going to talk about Manuel's honeymoon. We're going to talk about Tyler's diet, whenever Kevin used to work at Disney World, what color lightsaber Manuel would have. Like I said, a ton of stuff. So without further ado, this is today's episode of Everything Under the Sun.
I can't get on the Christopher Nolan hate bandwagon, though, because most of the things he does...
Is there a hate bandwagon?
No, like recently, because...
Yeah, Tenet wasn't great.
A couple stinkers.
Yeah.
Depending on who you ask. If you ask Cameron...
Oh, it's the best.
Yeah.
He loves it.
Have we talked about how I
Cameron's a
miraculously
fanboy, though.
survived when we went to go see Tenet?
No, I don't think we have told that story.
Were you with us?
Have we started?
We have started, Tyler. I don't know if you knew that, but yeah, that's how it starts. It's just real.
No
it's just
introduction,
real
I get
conversation. Yeah,
perfect.
It's just real conversational.
We usually do a little introduction.
I'm going to do the
Yeah.
introduction afterwards. Hey, everybody, this is the podcast. It's Everything in the
No, you
Sun.
can't do it now. They're gonna think that.
Tyler and Manuel are here, and Kevin is about to tell us the story.
You can't do it like that. Just
Sure I
do the
can.
introduction.
I can do it
Hey,
however I
Tyler.
want to.
No.
Just hit
That's the introduction. I'm gonna do a more packaged introduction.
Just
Well,
do
now
it
you
now.
can
Now.
because we've done.
No,
Just do it now. No.
No.
Here's
I'm
what you
committed
just
to
did.
this. I'm
Here's
not
what you
doing
did
it.
this. I'm going to do this later. Here's what it's going to sound like. Tyler, Manuel. You've just done it. You did it.
So that's your introduction. And get off my back, Kevin.
Yeah, get off his back, Kevin.
How did you almost die? I'm intrigued.
We went to go see Tenet,
Yeah.
which, I mean, I'm not going to spoil anything, but if you've seen the trailer, sometimes people go forward, sometimes people go backwards.
Like
And
they
so
walk
I
backwards?
thought it was a really funny joke to stand
gosh.
up when we're done, like the credits are still rolling, and then walk backwards out of the whole theater, like
Well crafted.
Yeah. I mean, obviously. There are stairs in the dark in a theater, if you didn't know. And so I know the first three I know are there. I'm like being very careful. I'm like, okay. And after I go backwards down these stairs in the dark, I'm like, okay, now I'm done. It's flat all the way across. It is not. There is another level of stairs that I don't know about. And I don't know what I did. As I'm beginning to fall, I'm like, okay, I guess I'll die because
This is it.
because I'm like I'm holding like nachos and a Coke.
Oh my god.
I don't know what my feet did. Like the next time I remember like being on ground, I was just on the ground. Like I must have done like the Scooby-Doo feet that are swirling around where you can't see them, and just like came down the steps because the Lord was looking out for me.
Yeah.
And didn't want. It
was
was not yet my time.
Miraculous transportation.
Because I was not. I still don't know what happened. I just and they don't know what happened. They were looking at me and they don't know how. They can't explain. It was me and Cameron and Josh.
Hebert.
Yeah. And they can't explain what happened. I was just here and then I was there.
Just Kevin's feet just floating.
Yeah.
Down the stairs.
That's on that Star Wars, Leia action.
Yes.
Yeah.
That was the most disappointing thing I've ever seen.
Mary Poppins Leia.
I hated that.
So sad.
Yeah. All she needed. Have you seen like the photoshopped one where they give her an umbrella?
Yeah.
And it's a fun thing.
Yeah, I hated every second of that. I was like, oh, okay, this is, she just passed away before that, so I was like, okay, well, this is
perfect.
That's exactly what I thought. I thought that's how they're going to make her. Yeah,
right?
that's how they're going to kill her off.
Exactly, it makes perfect sense. And then all of a sudden, she's like,
She turned into.
Which would have been much. Now I didn't have that big of a problem with it
Turned into
because
Superman.
That fantastic performance, by the way, was completely lost.
yeah,
On the,
I know.
on the
On the
people who are
podcast,
watching.
the face that he just made
Yeah,
was like,
who are
"What?"
listening. It was great. You'll just have to take our words for it.
like I said, animated person. I don't know how this podcast thing's going to work for me.
Tyler, this is the first time that you've ever been on the podcast. How is that possible?
You didn't invite me.
Oh, you burnt.
Yeah,
to yourself.
that's crazy though. I could have sworn
Maybe it's because he was doing so much.
I probably never extended an invitation to you
Because he does so many other
Because,
things
no.
for the Twitch and everything else.
because I just assumed that you had been on before.
It's
It's such a natural connection. I just thought Well, of course Tyler's been on.
It's a good
at some
assumption.
point.
Me and Manuel are basically attached at the hip.
Yeah.
Except for now that he moved out of my home. 'cause
That's
he got
true.
married.
Manuel got married.
Manuel did
did.
get
Manuel
married.
did
I
get
got
It
married.
was a fantastic wedding, Manuel.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Appreciate it.
And y'all just went on the most envy-inducing honeymoon I've ever seen.
It's like a Star Wars fan's
A
dream.
what?
A Star
storf?
Wars? No, stop.
Star
stop.
Wars.
No, we're not going to start this thing
Simpsons?
of me messing up words.
A Star Wars fan's dream, they would have actually made their own lightsaber,
That's true, man.
And I mentioned that.
You let
to
us all down.
which you
mentioned
skipped.
Well, I'm not about to drop $200.
I would have wired
license.
you money.
Yeah, for real. Make it on our behalf.
Manuel,
We'll start a GoFundMe.
Manuel, let me know what color would you have got? I've got one in
Oh,
my head
yeah.
for what you would have picked. But
Wait,
what
wait,
color
wait,
would
wait.
you've actually got? Get
Can
one
we
in your
guess?
head. Yeah, get one in your head.
Wait,
I
how
have
are we
one in
gonna
my
know
head.
what we guessed? Put it in a.
I'm an honest person, so you just
Yeah.
gonna, you just
Okay,
gonna
okay.
know.
We'll just say.
Okay.
Honest system,
I'm
Kevin.
guessing right now.
Okay.
Manuel, think about it. Think about it long and hard, except not too long. We have limited time.
Do you know the acceptable lightsaber colors?
No, there's no such thing.
Yeah, there is.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, I agree. There are acceptable colors.
I acquiesce to your argument.
Do you have it in your
So
head?
now
Manuel?
you get to tell us.
Tantalizing
I
conversation.
have two.
You have
Two?
two.
You're not allowed to have two. You have to pick one.
You
One
can't,
of
you
them's-
can't dual wield. Which one would you have
Oh,
made?
that's true.
if
You
were
could
there?
dual wield. That
No,
would be
no.
super cool.
If you would have made when you were there.
That's true. This is the question.
Yeah. You're not about
Which
to drop
one would you
You're not about to drop
$400.
$400. So,
Maybe it was a discount, huh?
not about to drop a whole PS5, right?
2 for 1. BOGO.
May the force be with these deals.
For real.
Oh my gosh.
These are not the prices you're looking for.
That's what you should have walked up to him and said. As soon as they shoot that 200, be like, these are not the prices you were looking for.
Sir, we get that like every week. Here.
Oh boy, another one of these. Just shut up and tell me what you want. I'm making minimum wage.
Oh man.
Oh, so true.
Manuel, you're stalling.
He's trying to decide between two. You can tell us your second after you tell us your first.
So
Yeah.
I played
Yeah.
The Force Unleashed, and on that one, you could unlock a lightsaber that was black, and it looked really cool.
Oh yeah, like
It's,
the El Dark Saber.
A dark saber.
I don't know why.
Well,
I
that's
said
cool.
that
Now
in
let's
fake
pick a real
Spanish.
color.
In the
So that's not your choice then.
in the memory of Samuel L. Jackson,
Ah.
I picked the purple lightsaber.
Is that what you wanted?
Yes, of course I was going to say the purple.
You were
one.
gonna say the
Yeah.
purple?
I said
I was,
blue.
I was going
I
to
was
say
gonna say
purple.
blue.
Manuel strikes me as a blue lightsaber. For whatever
I
reason.
just know Manuel. Like I said, we're just attached always. So I knew for sure he was going to say it. So I know it's going to sound real dumb if it's true.
Okay.
But you said in memory of Samuel L. Jackson. I'm assuming you're only saying that because he died in the movie. He has not died in real life.
No, he's alive.
I was about to say.
I'm so sorry,
memory-
guys.
You should have said in memory of Mace Windu.
In memory of Mace
My B.
You're gonna start
rumors.
Yeah, it's gonna be
BuzzFeed is gonna be like everything under the sun podcast says that Samuel L. Jackson is dead.
Yeah.
Picture of my face.
First thought. as soon
Stop
as
the
you said
presses.
Gosh.
Yeah, I don't know why they're newsies.
Yeah.
that. But yeah, I was.
Did you hear?
I knew 100% you were going to pick purple. Was black your other color?
Yeah.
So dark saber,
Because it's different.
black is one of the choices.
That-
technically,
well,
it's one of the canon lightsabers because
There's only one dark saber though.
yeah, but it's
It's canon.
canon.
Yeah,
So
I guess that's true.
yeah.
Technically,
like,
if you
that's
go
what I'm
based on
saying is,
video
like,
games, there's all different colors.
Like
Yeah,
like
that's true.
all
well,
the
current
different
canon,
colors are
current canon. No, because all video games, like your lightsaber color could have been like almost anything,
Yeah.
and it was based on what kind of Jedi you were. I think like the blue lightsabers,
Yeah, that was
like
like
the
Coda
Guardians.
rules. Those were dumb.
And the
Yeah.
green lightsabers were Sentinels or whatever.
Yeah, I liked in the Clone Wars. Look, we're talking about Star Wars now.
We made a joke because Hebert was here last week. We didn't talk about Star Wars at all. He was so ticked. We didn't do it on purpose, but now we've only talked about Star Wars this whole time. we're asking him about his vacation.
Yeah,
Yeah. Well, I would say if y'all haven't rode The Rise of the Resistance, it will change.
I don't know what that is. What is?
It's a
real
Can you
life.
explain to us what the rise of the Resistance?
Do you
is?
really want me to explain this plane?
I mean, honestly,
I do.
Yeah.
Yeah, I do.
Let us
Okay.
live vicariously
I
through.
plan on not traveling there for a very, very long time.
So Hannah's mom texted us and was like, "Hey, you gotta wake up early. You gotta join this thing because if you don't, you're not gonna get in. And I was like, okay. I was like, we'll still make it. But I woke up early, went through, and like kept refreshing it so the join button would show up and stuff.
For the tickets to the Star Wars part of the...
just to get
because you sign up like on your phone.
Yeah,
okay.
Because they have a certain number of people that they let in per day because of COVID stuff. Right?
Oh yeah. So I was going through. I hit join, got everything settled. It was 7:00 on the dot, and my number said Group 32, and I was like, "Whoa, wait a minute!" I was like, that's a lot of people before me.
Within seconds.
In seconds, yeah.
Wow.
She says it's gone in seconds,
Wow.
which makes sense. So we get to the park. We have to wait like all day. Well, not all day.
You can go to the other
like
parks
lunch.
before you get to go to the Star Wars.
So you can do that if you have like Park Hopper and it's in the evening time.
Okay.
But we designated that day for Hollywood Studios, so we had to like go in the morning time. So we get up there and we're thinking, oh, it's gonna be a good ride, but it's a ride. Like how much could it be? So we get through and they're like taking us to like, oh, you're gonna get on this the ship and you're gonna go to like the resistance base and stuff. I was like, okay, cool. And then they have this thing and this guy like pops up and he's like piloting our ship and stuff. I was like, okay, that's pretty cool. And then the the Empire comes on and they're like, oh, we're taking your ship. I was like, okay. That's great.
At this point, he's still not impressed.
Yeah, and then this lady comes out in an Empire suit. I was like, whoa, where did she come from? It's like the blast doors open. She's like, follow me and go to the right. And then like I blink and look outside and I'm like, what? And there's nothing but stormtroopers everywhere that I can look at. And it literally looks like we're in space. Like in the background, everything. I was like,
Wait, this is how you get into the park? You're into the...
No, this is the ride. This is
the ride?
They bring you on the little shuttle.
Okay.
And then you get in the shuttle, like presumably from the park.
Yes.
Then
it
does some rumblies.
Yes.
Then the door opens. Now you're on a whole dang spaceship.
And I'm like
on the whole day.
On the Star
exactly how
Destroyer.
Imagineers describe their project. Like they're pitching it. You know what? We put them on a spaceship. Rumblies.
Oh, I like rumblies.
And then they're on a whole dang spaceship.
Sounds exactly like Chad Baumgartner would explain.
Yeah, I know. Oh my gosh, man. But
Speaking of people we need to have on the podcast.
Oh my gosh, he's hilarious.
foolishness is what that would be.
Never have an actual conversation. Never get through one.
So you disembark your shuttlecraft.
So yeah, we get off and literally you could see everyone just loses their mind. We're not at Disney anymore. People are like,
We're in space.
yeah, pretty much. There's like
This is a Star Wars, you
there's
guys.
whole TIE fighters, like built everything inside of there, and literally there were like dots on the floor, and we were supposed to like keep going and go to the right, but everybody just walked to the dot, and they were like, and just like looked around and stuff, and then later was like, hey, you're supposed to come this way. We're like, oh yeah. So we get
We're the Empire. Be scared of us.
yeah, we get through. So we get through. We get into a prison cell. Kylo Ren comes, and we're like, oh. We're like actually in Star Wars. And then the ride goes. I won't spoil much, but there is like, and you're gonna hate me for this. I'm so sorry. You know the big camel walking things. That's
Camel walking.
I'm so sorry.
AT-ATs.
They were.
I'm enraged at the moment, but you're fine.
We were going through, and they built them to scale, like inside of the ride, and we were like,
How?
exactly. That's what, and we were like, this is ridiculous. Like I don't
Wait,
understand.
is it AT-ATs or is it the new ones from where they look like gorillas? Because those are something else. AT.
It was
The
old
classic
school,
ones, old school ones.
huge ones. Like we looked up and we were like,
Like
there's no way.
Arctic, straight up in there.
Yes, it was ridiculous. So it was the single greatest ride I've ever had in my life. Like
That's super cool.
I dream about it at night.
I'm
It's so good.
insanely jealous.
I'm
But
so
I'm going to go whenever they build the hotel so that I can just live in Star Wars.
The Star Wars Hotel.
Yeah.
When is it supposed to be done by?
Who
Like-
knows?
2045.
For real, probably.
Disney for a semester for that college
Kevin, we all
program
know how
thing.
cool
Yeah,
you
yeah.
are.
Kevin, please tell us some stories
It
about.
was in 2005.
Please do.
So Disney was completely different I start listing things that were there and they don't even exist anymore. So it's time to go back. Flights are like $30 right now.
That's true. That is true. And I'm severely tempted after listening to some of Manuel's escapades.
Just put it as a Renewal trip. We can all go.
There's like a whole subgroup of like this weird side of YouTube that I stumbled into one day, which is like people who like investigate Disney rides that were at Disney that like are no longer at Disney.
Yeah. So there was a problem when I was there of people, and this happened recently. This was in the news, but like people would like steal stuff off rides, like if anything that's not like welded down, they can feasibly take. Like there used to be this thing, I don't even know if it's there anymore, but it was like this ride where you're like going inside the human body and there's all these workers inside your body doing the things. But so, but there's like this guy who's in the controls of the brain. And he has like all this stuff, all this gear on him. Somebody stole that like a couple years.
Like the whole guy?
Yeah, like the little animatronic guy in there, and like tried
small.
to sell it. Yeah.
I thought it was like the size of a person. I was like, how'd they walk out of
like the size of a small child? I don't know.
They stole the worker.
It was an inside job.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. But yeah, there's this whole like weird cult side of like Disney fans.
Disney
it's
freaks.
kind of creepy. Yeah. It's really interesting.
What's that? I don't know how. I probably don't fit into the cult side of Disney, but
are you a Disney fan?
I am. This is why I spoke about Chad earlier. This is why me and him got along so well, because I am a big fan of Disney music and musicals both. So my Spotify does their 2020 recaps and yearly recaps.
Gosh.
I can read you out mine, and literally all of my artists and all of my top 5 artists and songs are all either Disney or musicals. Hugh Jackman. My number 5.
Hurts my
I
heart.
do listen to Greatest Showman when I run all the time.
Oh, it's great.
Yeah. Why wouldn't you?
It's great showman.
Haha.
But no, it's awesome. And then changing the subject almost completely. We were talking about Hebert earlier and how we're talking about all this Star Wars stuff. I have a question for y'all.
Okay.
Since y'all are here.
Okay.
You'd already heard the cheesecake question that we discussed at.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Did he bring that up here?
Yeah, we did it here.
I'm
Because if
almost
so-
positive it was Hebert.
He plagiarized from me.
Oh,
What's the
That
cheese?
was my question.
I do think whenever we brought it up on the podcast,
I hope I got
I think
credit.
it was Hebert, and I do feel like he said some other people were talking about it.
I don't remember at all. I just
I'd have to go
remember
and look
never
at it.
considering it before, but really wanting it to just be a cake.
So
Yeah.
my
Oh yeah.
my
Is
question
cheesecake a cake or a pie? That was the question, right?
or something else entirely.
Or something else entirely.
So I asked very weird questions in my group because initially I was the one that asked what's your high, what's your low, what's your this, what's your that, and so then everybody started doing it. It became like the format, and I was like, I don't like this. I like being different. So so I started asking like random questions. Like for instance, the cheesecake question I think was like my second or third week. I actually said, hey, on the podcast they asked this question about bananas. How do you open your banana?
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
And that was a great one.
that was a great one.
I asked the
I
group-
open bananas completely differently now because of that episode.
Yeah.
From the bottom?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Every time I eat a banana, I open it that way.
So the great thing is, y'all re-brought that up with Sheena, and she was like fighting with y'all about opening it from the top. She doesn't care if she doesn't care if that's how Mario Kart does it. It doesn't matter. Sheena was not playing that. She said,
man.
"Your opinion's trash," to quote. And then I'm gonna let you know, I lived in the same house as her,
Yeah.
and we made banana pancakes all the time. And I, in fact, opened it from the bottom.
Oh.
So this was a point of contention even there. However,
It's just the more practical way.
I used to be a top stimmer, and then I tried it from the bottom.
Yeah.
And it's just better.
Yeah.
Except, so basically, how it ended up working out, though, for the most part, I would just open it. I was the one who had the mash up the bananas for the banana pancakes. So anyway, I always got to open it, so I kind of got my way in the end. And it's funny how the best part is I listened to that podcast, and it was very funny how she would always say, I open it from the stem and all this other stuff. But The funny part is, she never ate fruit fully. She always ate. She always ate half pieces of everything. At Manuel's, all right. So first of all, I would always find cut in half bananas in my fridge. So she would open it from the middle because she would cut it in half. And then if she's just eating a banana, and also with like oranges, she'll just cut it in half. Now at Manuel's old house,
She almost caused a fight in my household. straight up.
go ahead.
Yeah, so so when I was with my old roommates, we would have people over, like all that kind of stuff, do movie nights and everything. And every single time we would have like drank water bottles, like just in our fridge.
Oh, like Signs?
Yeah.
Wait, what?
Like the movie Signs? Do you get that reference?
He hasn't
Nope.
seen it.
I
Okay,
haven't
never
seen it. I'm
mind.
so sorry.
Okay, then I won't talk about it.
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Continue
So-
your story.
So literally one night, I picked it up and I called him in. I was like, "Hey, bro, who's ever drinking these water bottles and leaving them half empty, you're gonna have to stop because this is ridiculous." And they were like, "It wasn't me," and it was like, "Maybe it was this person." And he was like, "No, it wasn't me," like, and all this kind of stuff. And then the next time that we have a movie night, Sheena literally just goes into our refrigerator and picks up the water bottles. Like, I'm like, "That was you?" She's like, "Yeah, it was me." I was like, "What? This isn't your home. Like, you can't do this."
She's like, I was just leaving it for next time I come.
Yeah.
And the funny thing is, he was like throwing them away.
Yeah.
So it's like, so she just kept saying, she's like, I just kept going back for them and they just weren't there anymore. So we were over there like every day.
Yes.
So it's like, she was like, I was just going to get it the next day. Except that you kept throwing away. So I just drank another half bottle.
Oh my god.
And so it was hilarious. But yeah,
sad.
so
That's
yeah, all that to say,
Is
too
hilarious.
funny.
all that funny stuff to say. My group that I asked these random questions to, somehow, I don't know if he was in my group that week or if my group was talking about it, but I asked these random fun questions.
Stole it.
You know, banana, the cheesecake is cheese, and you know, I like getting opinions because I like them to argue about it.
Yeah.
You know, superpower is another one. If you had to have one superpower, what would it be? I've asked that.
well, that's
Very
easy.
good one. Manuel's already heard my answer, and don't steal it. But I'm interested in y'all's because it's better than y'all's.
Your answer is better than ours.
Like this
I
is a
doubt
world
it.
where everyone has superpowers. You doubt it? Okay, hit me with y'all's superpower.
So when I've answered this question before, it's just boring because it's just invincibility. Like you can't like the Juggernaut invincibility where you
But
can't like move
You,
me.
you
can't
can only
do
have one
anything.
superpower.
Like-
Like you can't in this thing you can't be like I'm Superman. I have
Right.
all of these.
No. So
Right.
invincibility,
Yeah, no,
like
invincibility is
nothing,
good.
nothing
Yeah,
is
no.
But
gonna.
like
I'm
Superman,
agreeing.
where like nothing scratches you, or like Wolverine, where you get
No.
blown up
That's
into bits?
regeneration. You still have to
Okay.
get like hurt and have
Yeah.
limbs cut off. And
Yeah,
stuff.
Yeah, that sucks.
you
So
don't
that's
get
my
hurt.
answer. My answer is boring. But my cousin gave. We were in the same Bible study one time, and he gave the best answer to this, and it was immediately. And
I can't.
I don't know how much
prepare.
time he spent thinking about this, but his immediate answer is like, "What would you want your superpower to be?" And he was the first one. He volunteered this information. He was like, "Philly cheesesteak arm." and yes, this was the reaction. This was the reaction. He said, "Philly cheesesteak arm," and they were like, "Okay, we heard you right. Philly, an arm made out of a Philly cheesesteak sandwich. Yes, but I eat the sandwich, and it grows back. Regenerating Philly cheesesteak arm is the superpower that I would be."
Wouldn't you eventually get tired of Philly
That
cheese?
is, that is great. And then you can't even
Philly, but he said it immediately. He was just like, "Philly cheesesteak arm, of course."
You also can't eat anything else because
Yeah.
you can't grab anything with your Philly cheesesteak arm.
But
Maybe
the
you
thing
dip
about
in
it is,
something.
your superpower could be anything. You could have the superpower to be like, I can create any food.
Yeah.
You love Philly cheesesteak so much.
Oh man.
That is
That's-
awesome.
Golly.
David Seagoin asked that question, who's in my group, and he's like, I expected this to be a simple question. Somebody, just throws out an answer. And then he was the first person, and it had to come back to him. He was just like really thinking. And his answers were hilarious the whole time. He was like talking to me about it. And he's like, I don't remember what his first one was, but then he's like, shooting bees out of my hands would be pretty cool. and then he changes it. Hold on. Then he changes it, and he's like, shooting ping pong balls out of my hands. And then it all has to do with his hands.
Nothing
And
else.
instead of he changes it, and like he comes up with like a ton of different stuff out
To
of his
shoot
hands.
out of his hands.
And then I'm like, David, why don't you just have your superpower, the ability to shoot anything out of your hand? And then he's like, oh. so
Mind blown.
he took it.
That's hilarious.
So is yours now Philly cheesesteak arms, or is yours
No,
still
that was just a funny one.
invincibility?
Still invincibility.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's
Cool,
that's
cool.
bonkers.
Manuel, don't steal mine because you know it, because we had this
I
exact
don't
conversation.
remember it.
But
honest.
what was your answer that one day? I know it was very good.
I don't remember, honestly.
It was very good. I don't know.
Blaine,
Yeah.
Blaine,
go
what
ahead.
Oh my
Take it, come
gosh.
back to
He's
me.
got to think about what he wants to shoot out of his
you
hands.
told me that you
Amazing.
doubt mine's better.
Yeah, I
So
do.
I don't know if this got out of my group again. So if you've heard it recently, then it's probably my answer.
Telekinesis.
Okay.
Yeah, because telekinesis is every superpower. I
not.
can. Sure, it is. Well, pretty much. I can like
you can fly.
lift and bonk people around. I can fly. I can like split atoms if I need to.
He's not
I
invincible.
can restructure like the material,
Like Jean Grey.
whatever. It's telekinesis is a pretty OP superpower. I don't think there's many that can do
It is
that.
pretty OP.
What if I shot you in the face when you were asleep?
I just catch the bullet.
No, you would die.
Yeah, this is true.
No, I just.
That was the most simple way.
Kevin's like, you know what happened if you
never
shot
sleep.
me in the head while I was sleeping? I'm invincible.
Telica what? But that is a cool superpower.
Yeah, that is a very good one.
And that made me think of
Jean Grey from X-Men.
It made me think of Jean Grey from X-Men immediately because that's who I associate with that. But it also made me think of when you started talking about telekinesis is also flight. That's how Magneto flies. Because, But it also made me think of how stupid that the new Wonder Woman movie is, and that's partially because of.
I hadn't seen it.
Yeah.
Okay, well then we're not going to talk about
And
it.
I don't care
also
about
just-
spoilers.
So
I
let's-
also hate
we're
it,
going to
so-
log that away. Did you see it?
Yeah, I've seen it. I hate it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Manuel, do you care about spoilers
It's
for
so
Wonder Woman?
bad.
So
I-
here's how she learns how to fly. Like Steve Trevor comes back because she finds a magic wishing stone. I don't have time to get into how ridiculous the whole movie is. I'm just talking about this one time. Steve Trevor is a pilot, right? And he's talking about what it means to fly, and he just is explaining flight to this like superhuman being.
Yeah.
And he's like, you just feel the air.
Yeah.
No.
And he's sitting in a plane that he's flying using
One
like
with it. Yeah.
instruments.
He's working the plane with controls.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's like, you just feel the air. And he's not even explaining aerodynamics. But like later in the movie, she's like swinging with her lasso of truth through the clouds, and
On lightning
and you see
somehow.
her like look down at her hands, and she's like moving in the air. She's like feeling the air. She's like, I can fly now, and
Yeah.
she starts flying
Yeah.
because she feels the air.
Yeah.
Never
I,
mind.
I expected her wings on her suit to be the reason she'd fly, and then she started doing that nonsense.
Well, so they're doing an homage to the old Wonder Woman TV show when they made the plane invisible.
yeah,
They-
and I love that. Whenever
yeah,
they did
which is
that.
great. If they should have left it at that.
I agree.
But now she like learns how to fly because she's like, oh, this is how air works. You feel it and then you fly.
It was.
But in the comics, then she can just fly. She's just like Superman. She can fly.
Yeah. Right. She has. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, man,
Superman flight ability.
what was your superpower? You
yeah.
you did this. You tapped your head to me.
I don't remember if this was my answer, but to change people's reality to wherever I want it to be.
Oh man, that's
That
like
sounds diabolical.
yeah, that's a super
That's a
villain.
super villain power.
That's pretty cool. But I feel
Like
think
they
yours was like nature.
perceive,
or
Something like that,
Yeah.
probably.
like
yeah.
the way they perceive the
everything.
world.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
So you could like make them think
You
that
could like put them in the Matrix.
they're underwater.
So like if you
Construct
know
the matrix like
gonna
for
sound
any person.
super nerdy here, but like if you know Naruto, the enemy of it, it's like the infinite.
I don't.
Super
know.
pain.
Yeah. I know what you mean.
Puts everybody in this dream world, essentially, where it's like their perfect dream world. And that's how he's going to like control everything because the world's so bad. So he'll just put everyone in this cocoon and put them in their perfect dream world, essentially.
That's
So
what
it's
the
all
good guy
perfect.
does in Naruto.
No, that was a bad guy.
Okay.
Bad guy.
He's
Yeah, that's right.
He's
That's what it sounds
literally-
like.
Sounds like a bad thing.
He's literally sucking the life out of people.
Yeah,
Okay.
he's quite literally sucking
Yeah.
the life out of people.
Yeah,
Yeah. So it's bad. He killed a lot of people. So, but it makes me think of that. So
That's
yeah,
usually-
That's a
yeah,
good choice, man. Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
so very cool. But I feel like your answer.
My
house
superpower would
was
be to
nature.
steal people's souls.
Yeah.
What about that? No.
Yeah. Essentially, that's what Manuel's answer was.
That wasn't it.
Was I can cause you to believe whatever I want. You to believe.
So, I feel like his
the
over at
good
my
of
house was
mankind.
about nature, like him being able to control nature, which is a sneaky way of saying I can control all the elements, basically the Avatar, because it's like I can control
I did say that.
Yeah, so it's sneaky, it's very cool, and all that.
That is cool.
But mine's still better.
Okay.
Than all of
Okay.
theirs.
It's like Swamp Thing.
Philly cheesesteak.
Philly cheesesteak. Philly
as you
cheesesteak.
know-
Arms.
Little as you know, ham sandwich arms. No. My power, and this is a world where everyone has powers, right? So
Oh gosh.
yeah. You remember?
Okay.
My power would be the ability to steal other people's powers and take them for myself.
Yeah.
And
Cheating.
so
That's like wishing for more wishes.
You use it for yourself.
Yeah.
So you,
I-
but
like-
so
like I
can you
no,
have?
No, I steal it. It is no longer theirs. It is now mine. And I can redistribute it as I want.
Yeah.
So
you
But-
don't keep their power.
no, I
You
do.
give it to other people.
I can give it to other people, but I take it for my own, and I can keep it, use it, whatever.
So you can
and
have
pawn it
multiple
off on other
powers
people.
at the same
Yes,
time.
Exactly. I can literally take everyone's powers.
Okay, that's
That's
pretty
it
good.
feels like cheating though. You're supposed to pick one power.
That is one power. That is one power. It is.
Do you?
But some,
do
so
do
like
all
some,
you have to
some
do it through
for yourself.
contact, or can you do it just by looking?
In a perfect world, I can do it by looking, but I feel to make it realistic, in this non-realistic world, I feel like there has to be some form of contact.
yeah. So some, like in the comics, they have like made ways around that because like Rogue and X-Men
Yeah.
steals people's powers. Like she has super strength and flight from, I think it's from Sentinel or from Sentry.
Yeah.
Sentry is like Marvel's
There's this-
version of Superman. He's like super strong and, or so, I can't remember who it is. Maybe, but she
Yeah,
like
yeah.
flies forever and is super strong forever now because she stole his power. But she can still steal other powers. But for some reason, his power is so strong that she just kept it.
Yeah.
And she can't control that she kept it. But other people's powers, like it goes away after time. Like and she can steal
Well, there's a character.
super healing and
Why she always wears gloves.
There's a character in My Hero Academia where he is the big bad guy. Where
Yeah.
his name is One for All. So he literally steals. He will take all people's powers and take them for himself because
so
there's
you
better.
guys both took
I
supervillain.
could technically use it for good.
I can use mine for good too.
Yeah, but your power is to take heroes' powers
Hold on.
to make them unheroic.
Time out. I didn't say heroes.
Didn't say yours.
anybody's power.
I can take anybody's. There could be.
I
a
didn't
person
say I
that
was
is an
gonna use it
absolute menace,
against
and I'm
heroes.
just like, hey, by the way, you're normal.
You're no- but now
Sucks
you're
to suck.
so you make yourself a menace.
Oh no,
you're taking
I've
them.
taken their menacing power.
And
For
uses
my
it
own.
more
Crushed
wisely
it.
than they
Use it
could.
Put it in
wisely.
your okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like
Still sounds like a super.
I feel like the more and more we
It's-
talk,
it's-
Tyler, the more we sound like supervillains straight up. I'm like, maybe we need to
Did
stay.
anybody watch the TV show Heroes? Have you seen
No.
that? Because the
Is it
bad
good?
guy in Heroes does
Is
exactly what you're talking
Spock.
about. Like he's Spock from the new Star Trek, but like he kills. Like there's a way. His superpower is he sees how things work and is able to,
Reverse engineer like anything.
reverse engineer anything. And so what he does is he kills a superhero and looks like at their brain, how their brain works, and then because he has telekinesis, because he stole it from somebody else, he can change his brain to have their power because he just makes their brain, the part of his brain, look like the part of their brain that gives them the power.
That sounds like a lot of work.
Yeah. Well, his power wasn't stealing powers; it was seeing how things worked.
Right. Gotcha.
If you find somebody whose power is stealing powers, I don't know how does that cancel it out if you try to steal their power.
Another power is obviously time manipulation. That's always my
Obviously.
second choice of people.
Obviously,
refuse to accept my
I've
first
seen
one.
too many time movies. I don't want it.
don't
People
wanna
mess stuff
mess
up.
with that. You come back and Biff's married to your mom.
Yeah. Judging by that reaction manual, have you seen Back to the Future?
Yeah.
Both of them?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
You mean all three of them?
No, the third one.
I hadn't seen the third one.
Yeah,
So.
you don't need to.
Yeah.
Okay, you just scared me there for a second. It sounded like you hadn't seen it.
What if I said I did?
Then that would be bad.
Okay.
Yeah. Almost as bad as saying that you haven't seen La La Land.
I haven't.
Manual.
Oh,
I actually
gosh.
haven't either, and I love musicals. Doesn't
Oh
make
my
any sense.
gosh.
I have seen La La Land.
Please
La La
say
Land-
what happened.
Manuel Hannah walked. Well, I don't. You changed the song whenever she actually walked down the aisle.
Yeah.
But like everybody else walked down the aisle to the love theme from La La Land. And they were just like, oh yeah, I just like the way that sounded. I was like, what? Like one of the best movies, one of the best songs from the movie, like one of the most romantically resonant pieces of music put was composed in this century, and they're gonna walk down the aisle to it. I was like, that's super cool. And they were like, oh yeah, we haven't seen that.
I feel like we should temper expectations because La La Land. Have you seen La La Land?
Crazy.
I
You
actually
are
haven't.
crazy.
I do love musicals though, so
La La
I'm
Land is
surprised I haven't.
fantastic.
Because it's not that great.
And you're not allowed to
It
say
is
otherwise,
not-
Kevin.
it is
You're not allowed.
Not the best.
Oh my gosh.
See, Blaine, what if, this is the powers narrative. What if I change everybody's reality
What if
to
this
what
is
was,
the
La La
change?
Land?
to what was the perfect song for us to have at the wedding?
What?
No.
No?
confused.
Okay, I'm sorry. Keep going. I tried.
That's like
Everybody's reality is that was the perfect song to have had at your wedding.
I don't know about that one.
No, that's true. Because anybody who's seen La La Land loves it, except for crazy,
not true.
heartless, insane people.
no. It's heartless to love it because
Okay, hold on. Now you're getting into dangerously
I know I'm not going to
close.
spoil it, but
Yeah, but that you're not right. You
I'm
are
right.
incorrect.
I'm interested in this conversation off podcast. I'm just gonna
Yeah.
let y'all know.
I just need to watch it, and then
Yeah.
we can talk about it.
I also need
Yeah.
to watch it.
Well, we're gonna watch it like
I'm down.
immediately as possible.
not me.
Immediately as possible.
Yeah.
I like it.
Yeah,
I've never heard
because
such a thing.
it's fantastic.
So, Kevin, we were discussing before it started, and we paused you completely. So
Wait,
that you could
okay.
talk about it here.
We did that like 3 times.
Chiropractor.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. So I've never been to a chiropractor. I have a desperate need to go to one. So I have an appointment on Wednesday. But for me, it's always been like that's a fake doctor. That's not a real doctor.
Why are we all talking about a chiropractor?
Because my back hurts.
Yeah. So,
That's like the simplest answer to that question.
Of course.
Because I have a pain in my back.
I always had the logic that
Yeah.
chiropractors are
Isn't like a real doctor.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like I can pop my
My
back.
first thought is, yeah, all chiropractors. I mean, it's fake, it's dumb, and I don't see benefit to it, right? And so that's been my logic my whole life. And then Sheena started going to a chiropractor after our marathon because she done messed herself up
Yeah.
because she shouldn't have ran on a bad knee for 26.2 straight miles.
Oh my gosh.
But hey, she did it. And then, but anyway, so she was having a lot of like lower back pain, like that, plus her duty belt on her back and all that other stuff from work. And so she's like, I'm going to go to a chiropractor. I was like, that's a fake doctor. and she said, I'm going to go anyway. And so like the lady took pictures of her before, and you could like see like noticeably that.
From one time or from over?
Oh, well, the first picture you could see like, and I never really noticed it. She was like swollen on one side.
Oh dang.
Yeah, like she really messed herself up from running that distance. And then he started doing all the adjustments, and then it like steadily straightened her out. And I showed up there to one of the sessions, and it's cringy because man, when she got her neck cracked.
That's also why I
chills.
don't want to
It
go.
hurt.
Yeah.
How do they know
Yeah.
How do they know that
They're not
not
going to paralyze you forever.
Yes.
Yeah.
I've seen it on movies 1,000 times. You just turn a guy's neck and he's dead, right?
She just said it felt great.
Like, you guys, it can't be this simple. That's the reality that's been painted for me.
But yeah, she liked it, and she did it. She went back many times, and then she was planning on going back like every now and then, every couple months, just to like a random readjustment. But hey, I mean, it worked for her. Like she stopped having her lower back pain.
I mean, I'm gonna go. We're gonna.
So I'm interested in hearing about your.
This is our
experience.
before, and we'll get your after.
Could you get my before?
My back hurts.
My back hurts a little bit,
Yeah.
but I'm willing to go to what may be a fake doctor to fix it because it's been going on for way too long. My niece went with my sister-in-law to the chiropractor the other day, and she told her daughter, "We're going to the doctor," and my niece was like, "Is this the workout doctor or the foot doctor?" Like 2 doctors, I guess she goes to a lot because she does CrossFit stuff, and so the workout doctor is what she calls the chiropractor. So she said the workout doctor, and then my niece goes, the firecracker.
Yikes. That is a terrifying nickname for your doctor.
Yeah, the firecracker.
Yeah.
I'm Dr. Firecracker. Here's the other thing that kind of freaks me out about it. It's like now that I've actually talked to people about going, they're like, oh yeah, they're gonna like swing you around the room by your neck and put you in a circle and
I didn't see that.
no, like that's an exaggeration, but they're like gonna pull on you, and I thought it was just like, okay, I popped your back, get out of here, but they're apparently gonna do a lot of stuff, like roll you up and
No, thank you.
that's why I'm like, I don't want to like.
I don't want anybody touching me.
Okay, who's next? Come see Olga. She's like,
Olga.
lay down on table.
Like I can't. I've never had a massage.
I don't
can't even stand the idea of a massage. I would never, ever. But sometimes.
I don't want a stranger
Yeah.
I agree with
massaging me.
Yeah.
that. I agree with that. I've only had one, and it was couples massage. And then I was like, I can do without this.
Take it or leave it.
Not my favorite.
It's like I'm a touchy person, but I don't like other people touching me repetitively. It's like I'm always down for a hug.
Yeah.
I've now got to the point where I can finally get Blaine to hug me.
Yeah.
And he was very uncomfortable with it at first, and he still sometimes seems uncomfortable. But he's accepted the reality that
I'm
Tyler's
never
just
going to
gonna hug me.
refuse a hug.
He
That's
likes
just
it.
rude.
He's
I
just
He's
it's just a show.
He always goes, oh, okay.
But yeah. He has to do some
Exact
kind
words.
of little awkward thing to make it be like,
Yeah.
oh, this is you doing this, not me, right? Okay.
Speaking
I
of,
too have hugged Blake.
yeah, the legendary tale of speaking of which,
What?
people
Hugging
doing
you?
things that are kind of annoying but also make me feel cared for.
Oh, yeah.
I walked into my office this morning.
Oh yeah.
If you're not aware, I brought this up. I don't know why I brought this up. Today's my birthday.
Happy birthday, Blaine. We
Happy
didn't even
birthday,
talk
Blaine.
about it.
Thank you. So
I did that
walked
for
into my
your
office this
benefit, by the
morning.
way. You brought up your birthday.
I
No one
know.
else did.
I know. I'm immensely grateful for that. And so I walked into my office this morning, and literally, like, I opened the door, and like in a cartoon, an avalanche of balloons and streamers came pouring out of my office into the hallway, and they make sound. The balloon is like you pull on the string, and it plays like crazy Star Wars music, and it's loud. It's not quiet either, and I don't know exactly who the culprits are, but I will find them.
And
I
I
will
feel
thank
like I
them.
can pretty much guess for you.
Yeah. Well, I know definitely my sister was involved and some other people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If your sister's involved, who else is involved? Like they're always together.
That's true.
They're always together.
This
Yeah,
ain't a
probably,
Scooby Doo mystery.
yeah.
Come on, man.
Yeah. Anyways,
oh man, Jenkins.
We gotta lose it 2 point for you.
But yeah, so I don't usually tell people that it's my birthday because then people are like, "Oh, happy birthday," and I'm, ugh.
Hey, happy birthday.
Happy birthday.
Happy
Yes,
birthday, Blaine.
thank you. But since my office was hemorrhaging
yeah.
balloons,
Reeks of
Hemorrhaging.
birthday.
yeah, yeah, every person has told me happy birthday today, and
Yeah, so
Yeah.
I started at Calvary on February 20th,
Mm-hmm.
and my birthday is February 23rd, and I almost got by. Like, it's not that I mind people knowing my birthday. I just don't like the big deal.
Yeah,
agree.
I would
Right.
rather not. I would just go about my day. Okay.
exactly. Yes.
It's also Julia Bean's birthday,
Oh no.
and it was that morning.
Well, that's great.
And we
That's
were, yeah,
deflection of
I know.
attention.
We were in
Yeah.
prayer meeting and everything, and everybody's like, "Happy birthday to you!" And I'm sitting there knowing it's my
Yeah.
birthday, saying nothing. I'm like, "This is glorious. I'm getting away with this. It's awesome. I haven't even been here a week. They don't need to know it's my birthday. No one cares." And so Logan's like filling out. That's the time that Logan was my assistant,
Oh.
and so Logan's like filling out paperwork, and she's like, "What?" And she goes down the hall and she's like, "Happy birthday!" It's your birthday too. Everybody.
Logan, such a caring, loving
I
person.
know.
For real.
I can just see her saying all of it.
Speaking of which, Logan and Tanner are going to be on the podcast
Oh, that's
next
That's
week.
great.
Yeah, so look forward to that.
I didn't even plan that.
And Tanner is going to be on the Twitch stream
Oh, yeah.
after Tyler and Sam, which will probably be
Yeah,
next
well,
week as well.
The funny thing is about this Tyler and Sam stream. Is it going to be Tyler and Sam? Because Sam just
Sam
got
his tonsils removed.
Yeah.
Sam was going to try to come to this.
Yeah, he FaceTimed me this morning. He was like out of it, and he FaceTimed me to like tell me happy birthday. He was like, "Oh, happy birthday! I'll see you at the podcast." And I was like, "No, Sam, you're not coming to the podcast." He was like, "We'll do it for the views." I was like, "As much as I would appreciate the views, we're not going to risk your health, Sam."
Stay home.
Him coming in here on drugs and everything.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, it was so funny though.
I really wish that I could have got a good reaction to Manuel whenever he had his wisdom teeth removed. But all I got to see was just a chubby-cheeked Manuel because Sheena took care of him after. And so he was just – so after I got off work, went over there, and Sheena was the only one off. So Sheena was watching him, essentially. And
yikes.
Yeah.
It's menacing.
I know.
Oh, it's absolutely menacing. So I got over there, and Manuel was just this chubby-cheeked, cute creature. And he was, and you know what? He was still looking out for me because he knows how much I love Chinese food, and he knows that I didn't get much Chinese food with Sheena. I got any other Asian food, but I did not get Chinese food. And so Manuel, when I was like, "Hey, what can you eat? What do you want to try to eat?" and all that other stuff, he goes, and Sheena, at this point, it was me now with Manuel because both Hannah and Sheena went to some birthday party of some person we were trying to get involved at Renewal. And so I was like, and he goes, "I'll get some egg drop soup. I'll get some Chinese food." I was like,
that's an excellent Manuel impression. That sounds exactly
In case you didn't realize, Tyler stopped speaking.
For a minute there, it was actually.
I was like, man, I was like, I love you. It's like I never get this anymore.
Oh my gosh. Well, it was funny because
and now we can't even eat it anymore because of the diet.
Oh, don't.
Oh no.
Start it. I'm going to talk about that after this, but I remember at my grandmother's house, like my grandmother let Sheena in, and she looked at me and smiled, and I was like, "Sheena,
Maniacally?
I understand." Yes, and I was like, "Sheena, I understand everything that's going on right now." She's like, "Man," I was like, "What are you gonna do?"
Wait, what is everything that's going on right now?
No, she was trying to film him, right?
Yeah.
She was out of it.
Yeah,
Gotcha,
out of
gotcha,
it and
gotcha.
stuff.
I see now.
And then, well, the funny thing was when we got back to the apartment and stuff, I remember later she had told me, she's like, I didn't know what I was gonna do or whatever. She was like, I was like, what do I feed him? Does he? like
you're a baby.
You just brought a hamster home or something.
It's like, what am I gonna do with this? It can't take care of itself.
And then she said that I fell asleep, and she's like, okay, that's fine. I was like, oh my gosh, man. So,
I was fortunate enough to have my wisdom teeth out before everybody was walking around with cameras in their pockets, so it wasn't a thing.
I missed
Yeah,
a prime opportunity.
I know.
I just never got mine removed.
You don't say that too loud.
That's why you're still wise.
Well, I haven't got them removed, and then I just assume they fit, but I also haven't been back to the dentist since they've grown.
When's the last time you went to the dentist?
I feel like it's been like 7 years.
7?
Oh my God!
Yikes!
Say teeth in the
might
back,
wanna
throwing
go
up
to the
gang
dentist.
signs.
So I'm gonna.
Do you feel a pain kind of in the back of your jaw sometimes?
Do you have a
I'm just
fear
gonna
of
let
the
y'all
dentist?
know. I feel like sometimes I feel like sometimes it's a scam.
I think we had this
dentist?
conversation.
Well,
Yeah.
the dentist and
Oh,
doctors.
definitely the go to the dentist every 6 months is a scam.
Oh, yeah.
So here's the deal. My insurance would by all means pay for it.
Yeah.
And that's cool. However, I before this didn't go for like 5 or 6 years. And I went in and they were like, you don't have any cavities. And I know that I take care of myself now. So I brush my teeth, and all that.
Take care of myself
Yeah,
now.
no, it's extreme, the difference between high school me versus me.
Oh yeah.
So it's you've seen pictures. Any of you who haven't been out there, I can show you. And so I know sometimes back then I just straight up didn't brush my teeth, and for like a couple years into that 5, 6 year span, I just like rarely did. Ever.
I thought you were about to say I
a
didn't
couple
brush my
years.
teeth for a couple years.
No, I did, but I would probably like twice, like maybe once or twice a week. So like it was bad. And then
Can't you feel it though?
Can't you feel
Like
I
The
didn't think
plaque
about it.
buildup?
So
Yeah, like your teeth get
You're not talking
grimy.
about now.
I'm not talking about now. I'm talking about back then. And so then I had like a solid 2 years before that appointment of like, very hygiene smart. And so I was brushing my teeth and everything. And then I went to the dentist and I'm like, surely there's some damage from those first few years. And they're like, oh yeah, you have no cavities. They're like, they literally told me, we can tell you brush your teeth well. And I was like,
If only you knew.
I was like, this is a scam. I was like, if they only knew, I didn't brush my teeth well at all for 3 years.
J'accuse!
I was like, probably two out of that was just whatever. But anyway, Sheena also taught me how. I actually still wasn't brushing my teeth right. Sheena, when we were dating,
circles.
Taking the side. That's not the brush.
What?
no,
What happened?
no,
Taking the
that-
opposite end of the toothbrush.
Oh.
No, that's not what happened. So I had onions, and I like onions. Okay, but I wasn't. But we were dating. We're probably like 6 months into dating at this point. Not even that long. Probably not. No, because we definitely weren't engaged yet. Probably 3 months in, and I was over there hanging out at her apartment, and she was like, Tyler, I can't do it. Like, your breath smells too much like onions. and like I said, I was brushing my teeth, like twice a day and all that other good stuff at this point. And I went in there and she's like, I have an extra toothbrush. You need to brush your teeth. And by the way,
You need to brush
by the
it.
way, when she said I have an extra toothbrush, she means she has like 6 extra toothbrushes. But she got it out of a pack, handed it to me. And so she's just in there talking to me while I'm brushing my teeth. And so I brush my teeth and I spit it out. And she's like, she just stops and stares at me. Like, stops mid-sentence. And she's like, what are you doing? I was like, what? And she said, that is not how you brush your teeth. And I was looking at her. I was like, that is how you brush your teeth. Like, I got all of my teeth with the brush. And she said to me, this is, you don't brush your tongue. I didn't know you were supposed to. So,
Yeah,
realistically-
You didn't brush your tongue.
No.
Okay,
No,
I thought she was telling you not to brush your tongue. I was like, no, you definitely.
No, please. Yeah.
That's the bad breath part.
Yeah, no, I didn't know that. So I was never taught that by my parents to brush my tongue. And I asked both my parents, and there was I'm not gonna call them out, but there was one conflicting with the other.
I can figure out which one.
And so that's why. Oh no, you probably guessed wrong.
What?
Yeah. So anyway, basically, I don't know if you did. But anyway, there's a 50-50 shot that you guessed wrong, so I'm just going to throw it out there. I have a 50-50 shot of being right. But anyway, so I was talking to Sheena, and she goes, if you're going to kiss me, you're brushing your tongue. And I was like, it probably makes no difference. I've been doing it like this for a while. We've been dating 3 months. You haven't even noticed. And she goes, okay,
I've noticed.
stick out your tongue right now. So stuck it out. She goes, all right, now brush your tongue. I brushed my tongue, and then I put water in my mouth, and I, spat it out. And that is the most disgusting thing I've ever seen. I have never had so much brown come out of my mouth.
Oh my gosh.
Just years of build-up.
Well,
Wait. So how old were you?
Algal blooms.
I was 20. I think I was
Oh, old enough to know
20,
better.
23.
23 years
I'm 25.
of tongue buildup.
Might have been
Yes.
22. It's 22 or 23. Either way. But anyway, so it was like, so I brushed my tongue, and obviously my tongue had been like scrubbed at some points along the way. But like, no, I
I
noticed.
probably hit it a couple of times while I was brushing there.
What I'm saying
Incidentally.
is, I noticed in general, like more color comes off your tongue, especially like in the mornings, than like off your just your teeth. Like, so I started noticing that, and so Sheena taught me how to properly brush my teeth, and so I now brush my tongue.
They have the tongue scraper things. I can't do those.
Well, and-
I just use the brush, and
Yeah, the back of the thing. Has
Right.
things.
Well,
Yeah.
they have like these like they're like it's like a wire.
I've seen those
that
too.
you
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
scrape your tongue with,
I've
and
seen
it makes
them.
me gag. I can't do it.
I'm not gonna do it.
Yeah.
I'll just use the tongue brush, and I'll use the regular brush
Yeah,
because
yeah.
actually both are technically fine.
Right.
But yeah, so all that to say, Sheena taught me how to brush my teeth properly,
Or
Yes.
and
to
among
brush your
other
tongue.
hygiene related things. We're not gonna get into all that.
If you're listening and you've never brushed your tongue,
Please,
you learned how to
please do so immediately.
Please, God, start brushing your tongue. I'm now 2 years in, and I'm a whole new man. Probably 3 years in. Whatever.
It's crazy. I didn't realize how bad my coffee breath gets sometimes, because you wear a mask now, and like it's there. It's all
Yeah.
in your
yeah,
face,
absolutely.
and you can straight up. I'm like, I just smell like coffee.
I just chewed a lot of gum.
How has nobody told me that? I need to
just
start
always have
chewing more
mints.
gum.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just chewed a lot of gum back in the day. I'm assuming why no one noticed. I just chewed gum. I always had a piece of mint gum in my mouth. So that's probably what it was.
My cousin had a story about him realizing his breath was so bad or whatever. He said one of his friends looked at him and he was like tearing up and he was like, "Hey man, you all right?" he's like, "You all right?" He was like, "No man, my breath is just bad." He go brush my teeth. And he had a mask on and that's all he could smell. I was like, oh my gosh.
Oh, yeah.
You were talking about the diet.
Oh yeah, the
Oh, yeah,
diet.
the diet.
I'm hungry, Tyler. That's what. Oh man, this diet is
Just
like
eat more.
I know. I understand that. I want to. The portion sizes are small, Tyler.
Oh, I can't stand small portion size.
Stop eating small portions. Like
tried.
I don't think you understand how much food I eat on this thing.
So explain
diet is,
for
yeah.
people who don't know
Please.
what the diet is.
So this diet, essentially, over the years, I was very overweight in high school. Like I said, I didn't really take care of myself. I played football. I went home. I played video games. And that was my life. And I ate food, a lot of it, of any kind. So anyway, I went from that very overweight down to being very fit over a pretty decent time frame. Started off with my brother kind of teaching me some stuff, him and his now wife. And then essentially I adapted the diet into, I'm a firm believer, if you don't enjoy your diet, you're not going to stick to it, right? So I found a way to make the diet enjoyable for me to where I could stick to it every day and just be happy, you know? So it's essentially everyone's now, since it doesn't fit into any, like Whole30, keto, all that other stuff, it's just, everyone just calls it Tyler's diet. So that's fun. I feel special, except so over time, after I lost all the weight and I got really fit and I got super lean, I would have diet bets with friends. It's so for them to stay accountable because I was always on top of my diet. And so until I got married, then it was out the window. But anyway, so I was always on top of my diet. So I always had diet bets. So anyway, people over when we were moving Manuel in, Manuel and Hannah, they brought it up to me like, hey, we need to do another diet bet. And now, where I've usually done it with like 2 people, that's also how we shaved Gideon bald. If y'all have ever seen that, we shaved Gideon bald because he lost the diet bet.
I've never
Oh,
seen
you
that.
need to see it.
He was so
Bald
sad.
Gideon.
Yeah.
So imagine what that would even look like.
Yeah. He lost a diet bet, and so me and Chad shaved him bald. And so anyway,
Like with a razor?
like a
Right.
like
You
a buzz,
just,
buzz
yeah,
thing.
you buzzed it down.
Yeah,
Okay.
we buzzed it down.
I thought you could. I thought
Oh
you could,
no,
like,
we didn't take a
stream.
razor across, but it yeah. Anyway,
Okay.
so we do these diet bets, and so essentially, everyone was like, yeah, let's do another diet, and it's very close to mine. I added a few extra things because the girls were refusing certain things.
man.
They needed some things, so I added in a little bit. But essentially, what it is it's really easy to stick to, and it definitely works. Most people are already saying, "Oh, I've already lost this much weight." I'm like, "You've been doing this a week. That's water weight. That's cool." Some of it's real, though. It is. If you stop eating complete crap all the time and you eat something decent, it's gonna work. But anyway, any meat you want, you can have it, right? I don't like counting calories. Too much work, right?
Yeah.
Amen.
Any meat you want, you can have it. Carbs, I'm a firm believer you need your carbs. I don't like keto and all that. It works for people. It does. It absolutely works. But in my experience, I tried it for a month way back in the day when I was still trying to get lean, and I had no energy, and I hated it. I hated my life.
I'm halfway through a month of keto, and all of that is true.
Yeah, exactly. So I absolutely hated my life. So, and the funny thing is, all the weight I lost, as soon as I started eating good carbs again, like the carbs that are on my diet, I instantly put the weight back on.
Oh yeah.
Instantly. And so anyway, basically eat whatever proteins you want. And then the carbs you're going to get from primary complex carbs. So what complex carbs are not pastas, not breads. You will eat basically the things I love to eat are, and this is why it's a little different than like paleo. Paleo is overall a good concept, and I actually think it's a good concept how they split it up. But then they cut out a lot of stuff that is still really good for you. Like a lot of like certain like quinoa and grains and rices that are actually super good for you still. And so anyway, complex carbs, And so like sweet potatoes, I love me some sweet potatoes. Love them. I'm addicted. It's like sweet potatoes, literally just Google complex carbs. You can eat it. All right. So, but no breads, no pastas, no fake sugars, all that other junk. You can have some fruit, but let's have it in moderation, right? Let's be smart about it. I'll eat a lot of quinoa, wild rice. Wild rice is actually very healthy. I don't know if you knew that. Super healthy.
I did not know.
Yeah, wild rice, brown rice, obviously white rice. I'm fine with you having it, but all the other ones are a better choice. Okay, so you can have any of the other ones above that, eat them. Don't eat fried rice. Don't load a bunch of butter and everything. You can have some butter. I don't care, but olive oil is better. And in the end, it's just overall making healthier choices. Limit your dairy because for the most part, dairy's not good for you. But you can have some. I'm not going to say you can't have cheese on your salad. And that's another adaptation I've made. You can have some sugars that aren't real. Like, for instance, you eating a salad with ranch on it is way better than that burger and fries you were about to eat. You know? So go ahead and eat that salad with ranch. So you can have dressings. You can have condiments. And like I said, you have to enjoy what you're eating or you're not going to stick to it. So it's pretty easy for most people to stick to. And I'm giving people a cheat meal once every 2 weeks. I used to not take cheat meals at all when I was eating it. And the girls get an extra one dessert a week. So it's supposed to be a serving size dessert. We'll see how that's going to work. But
define serving.
I just give them one dessert a week, and it's all based on an honor system. If you lose, you pay in $100 to the pool, and of all these people, and so the pool is me. So people are going to pay me because I'm not going to lose. It's my diet.
So wait, how do you lose?
You break the diet.
Okay.
Yeah, if you break the diet, then you lose. And so
so that's why
you need to be
Manuel
honest.
and Hannah didn't have ice cream cake the other day.
Yes, well.
Yeah. So basically, then you send me $100, and then at the end, whoever's left and hasn't cheated in this 3-month time frame, outside of the cheat meals, like you even have cheat meals, like you have no excuse not to succeed, and that's the point. I don't want anyone to have to send me money, and then I'll just distribute it among everyone who is left.
Yeah. Once you get a routine and stuff
Once you
like
get a
that,
routine,
it's not
exactly.
bad at all.
It's really not bad. It's really easy, and it works.
So if nobody cheats, everybody just gets $100 back.
No one pays me unless they break it.
Unless they break it, yeah.
So no one even has to put anything in. So that's the key.
Gotcha. Do you have this in a written form somewhere?
I can absolutely make a written form for you. There is a semi-written form.
I'll put it in the comments. I'll put it in the description.
But yeah,
of the YouTube video for anybody else who might want to get on Tyler's diet.
I'll tell you this: it absolutely works. I went from 250, a little over 250, down to 185, and I went from very overweight, not very muscular, not fit at all, and then I went down to 185, and I was also lifting the whole time.
Yeah.
But I have a firm belief abs are made in the kitchen. So, for instance, at that point, I was very lean. Got me a 6-pack with this diet. So, folks out there, it's
abs
possible.
are made in the kitchen. That means
Abs
I
are
should
made
be
in the
doing
kitchen.
sit-ups in the kitchen.
Tyler,
Actually, I never did any abs. That's the funny thing. I never did any ab workouts.
Oh my gosh.
And Manuel hates it.
I hate it
He's so
much.
mad about it. Except, and I just don't like doing ab workouts because it's such a small movement.
It's
So much
fun.
pain. And by the way, on this diet, you can gain weight or lose weight if you just eat a ton. You have to eat a ton of food to gain weight. A ton.
Yeah, there's no way.
But it's very hard. But you shouldn't be. Like, I'm never hungry on it. You can have like nuts and stuff as like snacks. And not peanuts though. They're
Legumes.
they're chump nuts.
Tyler, how are you not a workout personality? How do you not have your own show already?
I could.
You could. You know what?
I'm
Speaking
starting
of
up a
which,
fitness.
Set it up.
A fitness based.
if anybody is still here, you got my gears turning now. If anybody is still here watching an hour later on this
Oh man,
podcast,
it's an hour and 15 minutes.
in the comment section on the YouTube video, like tell me if you would be interested in seeing like Tyler workout videos in the future. We'll do like a Renewal workout video. I think that'd be super.
You know what that
Ask him
means?
before you just,
Tyler would be
just
down for it.
advertise.
Tyler would be down for it.
Whoa,
Right,
but
Tyler? You'd be down for it.
I'm starting up a fitness
Hey.
nonprofit anyway. So
Really?
a lot of people will be able to get involved in that.
I didn't know that.
So yeah,
Then we'll do videos for your nonprofit.
that Manuel's on the board of it.
you know
Ooh.
another way that we can do this, Blake?
Yeah.
Just come to World Gym with me and Tyler.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're open to anybody doing this.
Boom.
Is there another? One
Got.
No,
I'm
that
actually going
sounds
to leave
great.
here and work out, and then I'm going to go to yoga with the Hemmings.
Sounds about right.
which I hate yoga because I'm not flexible at all.
It hurts.
It hurts. It does.
It really does hurt.
Like actual workouts makes some people hurt a lot. Me doing yoga, I look like I am in constant, overwhelming pain.
It's because you're in constant.
It's because I am in constant, overwhelming pain.
Oh, goodness.
Yeah. I was about to say, me and Hannah, Hannah wants to do like before and after pictures and like measurements and stuff. So,
Manuel, you are already this Adonis, beautiful, beautiful.
Yes,
creature.
you're an
I don't
action figure.
understand.
What do you need to? What do
You achieved the goal.
Yeah, that's what I'm
Stop
saying. What are you dieting
trying.
for?
Yeah.
this is what Hannah wanted to do. So that's
Diets and
what
workouts for people who actually need them.
Manuel, you just need to eat more. I'm going to go ahead and tell you that. Tell Hannah that the. Oh, and it's so funny whenever people want to do something on the diet or they want to know something.
They text you.
They text
the group. Yeah.
Yeah. Well,
You know how
no,
many times?
I can't tell you how many times I get a personal text message
yeah.
of people being like, Tyler, can I have this? and I'm like, yes. And then like after the half marathon, everyone was looking at it and everyone was like, can we have a cheat meal or something? Because we just burned over 2,000 calories. I was like, yes, you burned over 2,000 calories. You can have a tortilla.
I was about to say, everybody went to Fuzzies. What did they get?
Exactly. Exactly. I was like, yeah, you burned over 2,000 calories. Yes, I will allow you to have a tortilla. That's okay.
Oh, man.
It's like I'm not a jerk.
But seriously, give me like a written version of it, and I'll put it in the description of the video. And that way you can just tell people go watch that video. And
you say video. Isn't this audio?
well, it
there's
is
a
audio,
video
but we
version
put
of
it on YouTube as like you can. It's
Listen
not.
to it.
It's just like a picture, but with the audio on it.
I'm gonna do it after I'm done with this. I'm doing keto till. The beginning
I know.
of
I'm
February.
tempted. This sounds like
It's very
I've
doable.
been getting really bored with Whole30 because there's like
It's
6
almost
things that I
Whole30,
can eat.
but
Yeah,
it's,
It is,
it's-
but there's
it's
like a couple
Whole30.
of extra things that I can eat, and I'm like,
Yeah, yeah.
haha, dressing on my salad sounds fantastic.
or a little cheese every now and then.
No, I actually started with where I started paleo, and it was working for me, and I liked the format because you do eat carbs, you do eat proteins, you do eat fats,
You need it.
and because you need them all. And then I'm like, well, why don't you eat this? And I did a lot of research into it, and it doesn't make sense why you don't eat some of these things. It's just like I do get the premise behind paleo. It's like, can a caveman eat it? And it's very simple and it works. And however, but me personally, I'm like, well, I'm not a caveman. So how about
we have the benefit of history.
I was like, so
Yeah,
how
we've
about
evolved.
how about I add in these things I know for a fact are healthy, and then obviously dressings and stuff. They're not the healthiest thing, but I'm like, how about I also make my life bearable. And
How about I not be miserable?
yeah, exactly. And so if I add some dressings, and overall that's how I did my dieting, and I got all the way down to a very lean point, and I am a person who holds weight, so it works. So that's definitely worked for me.
I think we have to be finished.
Yeah.
But thank you for sharing your secret sauce. On the podcast.
Which is that
with
you can
everybody.
have sauces and
Yeah.
dressing.
You can have sauces and you'll be okay.
Yeah. I mean, this is news to me. Whole30 told me if I eat anything that's not.
Oh, I
meat
looked
or
up when I was
vegetable-
doing Whole30. I looked up these Whole30 sauces. They're all like vinegar based. I made one. I was
Oh,
like,
yeah.
oh yeah, I'm gonna put this all over my salad, and then I threw that salad away because it's the most disgusting thing in the world.
Oh, goodness gracious. All right, we do have to be done. Thank you so much, Tyler, for being here and joining us and giving us a fun time. Manuel, thank you so much for making us super jealous of your dumb honeymoon and making us all want to go to Disney World now.
It's great to me. So
And
I'll
Kevin,
bet.
you're Kevin. You're always
Hey,
here. So. But this has been everything under the sun. We'll see you next week, right? Yeah.
Yum.
yeah.
Tanner and Logan next week.
Sarah and Logan next week.
I do love
Come back
that.
next week.